6 months ago, I got this calendar, the Big Ass Calendar by Jesse Itzler. And the thing that I wanted to start this year with was a plan to live intentionally, a plan to just sort of zoom out, look at all the space, and make sure that the things that were kind of up here, the things I wanted to do, were going to be the things that we essentially made a priority. And to put it on, a 3 foot by 4 foot, thing that you had to stare out every day, what you measure is kind of what you care about. And so we started planning. And today it's June 30th, and 6 months have gone by. And I just wow, did the time just fly on by. But I wanted to just sort of kind of recap and see where we sort of started and where we're going and how we feel about it, because it just feels like a good, natural, hey, where the fuck are we on the plan? And this year started out with the plan not planning right. The irony or the symbolicism in that, the plan, it was stolen. UPS, the guy took it. He wanted to make his own plan, or FedEx or whomever, I don't know, but they stole the plan. So I didn't even have it for the first half or so of the month. So my planning got derailed a bit, which hats off to Jesse and his team. They sent me another one. It was cool. Not their fault, but I really hope that wasn't some kind of omen. But anyways, when I got the plan, we started planning. And the thing that I realized was the amount of days in the year felt very tangible. You see it sort of all laid out, and you're just okay, what do I have to do? Soccer and Christmas and whatever those things are. And where do I plan taking time off, which is a whole nother conversation because I don't do that well. And how are we going to structure what we want our year to be? So if we fast forward and look backwards, hey, did we hit success? Did we do that well? And to do that means you need to plan some goals and what are we doing and how are we getting there? And this is the year I turned 50, and God, that feels like a big fucking number. And so what does that mean? How am I going to get there? And then you're going to take it and we're going to break it down and do it. Now you know how to do this. And you say, oh, okay, but hey, digital calendars and all that. But the thing is, I wanted to stare at it every day. I wanted it to feel real, and that makes it feel really real. I don't know what about it. I don't know, but I'm going to keep doing it. And that's now a part of the life. So also in the beginning of the year, we started the second semester of college. Not me, but my son did. And, the first semester, first kid going off to school, that was hard. And there's a lot of emotions wrapped up in it. And how do you do it? What does it feel like? And the second semester was getting ready to start. It was great to have him home and get some time with him. It was the first time in years that we didn't have an event going on. And that was just that was really, really new too. There was a lot of feelings and emotion, and the reality is we were in this legal thing going on with the Kalahari and vendors of what we were going to do with that conference. So as we were rolling into the beginning of the year, we didn't know whether or not we were going to do the conference or not, because we had things that either needed to be resolved or not resolved. And for legal reasons, that's where I'm going to leave it. And we came to resolution of what all those things would be. And then we decided that we weren't going to have the event and we needed to make that announcement. And that announcement was made, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks into the year. And if you can just sort of kind of go on that ride with me, you can imagine that was a pretty hard mental journey of hey, we're not going to do this. What does that mean? There was a lot of money wrapped up into just, it was a lot. We'll just leave it at that and we'll come back to that another day. But this is how the year is sort of starting. And then we started doing, a little bit more of YouTube, and you saw sort of the depression of me just trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. What are we doing? Like, what is this going to be? How are we going to exist? What are we going to do going forward? All of that. And I don't know, I poured it out, shared it. Many of you have been a huge help in that. I still don't think I really have it all figured out by any stretch. I'm here talking about it. It may appear like I have my shit together, and some days I do, and other days, no. Like it's not good. And I think that's just the reality of everybody in life. There are good days and there are bad days. But, I keep coming back to the plan. I keep coming back to just actions create momentum. Let's just keep moving the fuck forward, and the journey will start to present itself. And, just one has to have faith in oneself. And some days that's really hard. I just took a huge L on that conference. Huge. Hundreds of thousands of dollars vanished from our portfolio to try to exist. That's fucking hard. Hard. It's hard to think that we have poured, hundreds of thousands of hours into something, and it got bad fast. But anyways, we roll into February and I decide enough is enough. We got to take care of health. This is just not going well. It was 275 at my peak in 2023. I was pushing almost 300 pounds, it's like 296 or some shit. Basically, I turned into a epic fat ass. Now, I don't want to say not all my fault. It's clearly my fault. I put the things in my mouth, didn't have the best routines, if you will. But in 2021 is when I got in a snowboard accident, and that sort of set things off the rails. Between the surgery and PT and laid up and not being able to do things, the drugs that they had me on, whatnot, we just sort of watched the weight kind of go up. Fast forward, Clark don't want to be fat ass no more. We're turning 50 this year. I'm trying to get into get my sexy back, feel good mentally, physically, lift heavy things, run, move, all the things. And I think it was February 9th or February 19th, one of the two, I decided that I'd start taking it serious and commit to myself that we were going to do this. And over the course of the next 3 months or so, lost 35-ish pounds. So right now I'm sort of bouncing between 240, 243, and just trying to get that, continue to push that weight down and get there. I really want to get to that sort of 200 mark by November. I'm sort of on track, not on track. We're doing. All to say, we're doing better now on the health side than we have done for a long time. I feel good about it. I feel better. There's been a lot of recognition of emotional eating and the stress that comes in, and I haven't drank in a couple years. Caffeine's at a minimum. So all to say, it's better. And while I've been stalled a little bit, if you zoom out, we're making the right things. Maybe the goal was too aggressive. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But we're going to keep pushing at it and just get 1% better sort of every day. Isn't that what we're all trying to strive to do? And then, of course, there's the money aspect of things, right? The year finished up, the school year finished up pretty good. Ethan was rocking it. Addie rocked it. And right around this time is when the long-running development project said, we're going to put things on pause. It's just code word for we don't want to spend no more money. And honestly, that work was sort of draining me from being able to push whatever we were going to do forward. And there was lots of like, hey, we're going to reboot Unspecified and relaunch it. And, this AI world is coming. And I don't know, what are you, Clark, to the system? Like, what are you? What can you give back? How can you be of service and make money and feel good about it? How can you work with your partner, wife, who you've worked with for 15 plus years? Like, how do we redo this, right? I've been in service to everybody else, sort of a different capacity. Like, what does it mean when we decide we're going to do this shit for us, which is still really doing it for everybody else? But one company, one mission, a team of people or whatnot around that, and go have fun with it. And when that project went on pause, I was going to the lake house to do something else. Not my lake house. Thank you to the person who let me use their place. And that like set of days sort of was this time of, a lot of reflection. What are we doing? What am I good at? What do I really want? Like, all things being equal, we're at the bottom of bottom. There was no money. I mean, there was money made this month, but not enough to cover the bill. So it's negative. And, when you're there, we got to go, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why are we doing what we're doing? Do we believe that much in who we are, in what we do? What will it take? What resources will it take? What do we feel like we're really good at? And that sort of, if you're in business, you'll hear entrepreneurs talk about like, are you working in the business or on the business? Are you making it better? Are you just like this constant like struggle between getting this shit done and like looking at how we're going to do it better, right? And you got to step away to really just get out of your head and get out of the shit and go, all the things. And so, I left there like, okay, well, deep issues with being a consultant at a major corporation. These are the things that I'm really good at. This is what I would really like to do. How do these things sort of line up, and what does that lead? And the irony is it sort of led to an agency or a consulting firm, whatever you want to call it, of working with people and teaching and whatnot. And that was a few months ago. And it wasn't until last week where I sort of figured out sort of the offer, the sales model that we really want to kind of put in place. And I'm just reminded of like, again, the working on piece. Like, you gotta do it. You gotta push those actions, and you have to have some blind faith of like, just go. It's like this YouTube thing that I'm doing. Is this any good? I don't fucking know. But I'm doing, I would like to think it's a little better than when we started. And this feels like this is me sharing my story. So it's not really of much value to the internet. Maybe it is. I don't know. That's why this is the second channel, because I'm not painting things on the screen, and we don't have editors, and it's this, like, it's you, it's me. But you gotta put in the work. Like, part of me showing up here is putting in the work to do this and get the reps in, so that the main thing we want to do, I'm not starting cold and we can move a little bit faster. At least that's how it's going on in my head. And in all of this, there's just the like, are we building confidence? Are we feeling good about the things that we're doing? Are we having fun? Are we working too much? Like, sort of checkpointing on the thing, making the plan, and just doing. And I do believe if I start doing things well, things right, that the money and the things will sort of come as a result of it, right? If I put in the right energy, I'll get the right energy back out. And maybe that's a little like foo-foo, wooey type shit. I don't know. But I do believe in the law of attraction. I do believe that you sort of get the energy back out of the world that you put into it, and the things will come. And there is certainly a faith that I have to have in me and in Carrie and what we're doing, that it is lined up. I know it's a bit crazy to sit here and go, I want to talk about the realities of AI kind of coming into the workplace and changing the workplace. Like, I do see the workplace is going to be drastically fucking different than it's ever been before. You're going to hire people that are going to have AI agent fucking armies, whatever they get called, because you are going to be a multiplier of these things. And it's not to say that you're not going to do the work, it's just you're not going to do the mundane work. But you and how you do all of that is going to change what the landscape of how we work looks. And that's fucking crazy. That's like crazy woo-woo shit, because people are not sort of thinking that. And that's fine, right? This is why we're sort of talking about it and getting that stuff in now. Just like when I started a conference, it was crazy to have fucking kids there. It was crazy until it wasn't fucking crazy. And there was a lot of words said that I shouldn't do it. I was told I wasn't being taken serious, or I wasn't taking it serious. I was told this would never work. Oh yeah? That's what I say. Not to you, but to them. And it's just to say, like, we're 6 months in. Has the plan been executed very well? I mean, maybe a bit aggressive. Where it's nice, it's really nice to see it and sort of line things up and go, okay, this is how we're clearing a deck. I know this weekend that I need to swap the brakes on my truck, because in 2 weeks or a week, I don't remember, we have to go visit a college. And that means there's a drive and I need the truck running. Like, I need it fixed. So like, that's the only time that it can happen. And the only time that we could go visit the college was that weekend, right? And so you get these, tent poles, if you will, of things that need to happen. And we do this in engineering all the time. Like, we got to hit this milestone, build this thing and ship it so that we can get to this place, because without that, we can't step over here. I mean, we know how to do this. It's just weird to do it like at the macro for your life. And again, here we are, June 30th, 6 months have gone by, and I'm going, what? How did the 6 months go by so fast? But here we are. So what did the next 6 months look like? Well, turning clients, turning content, taking some time off. That one's for you, Jason. Losing the weight, feeling good about the confidence. Like, I know that's just a few things, but if we can get the business just sort of moving, like that, like a bicycle, those first steps are, man, it's hard. It's hard to get it pedaling and moving, especially if you have like a single gear. It's hard. But then once you get moving, like, it gets moving, and you sort of build upon it. And you get down a hill and then up a hill, and you sort of meander, but you keep going. And like we just got on a bike, and I have to just remember that shit doesn't happen overnight. They're not breakout successes. So if we can just get money moving, then, that'll help build the confidence. And, we keep focusing on the weight, and it'll drop, and that'll help build the confidence. And then we make a little content and we feel better about it. And then these actions create momentum. Push the fucking cursor. So, what are last 6 months a success? I would say yes. regardless of my mental state at times and doing this and doing that, talking to you, growing this, making progress, I would say my actions have created momentum.